Alright everybody, Haven is the map as we are jumping in another match, another round, and we got Vengeance against 9X. And this should actually be a fun one, because 9X kinda stomped their previous opponent and absolutely crushed the Purple Cobras, which was a little bit unexpected, to tell you the truth. I didn't really think that it would come to that point. Now, on the other hand, we're seeing them up against Team Vengeance, and it should be an interesting match here. Because we have Perfect God on the side of Team Vengeance. He's not only a god, he is perfect. So, if you've ever seen anything that's like better than being a god, it must be a perfect god. God was not enough of a cocky nickname to encompass all of that skill that that boy brings to the table. And yeah, we already banned it a little bit in lobby, or at least we tried to, and it got awkward very quickly. Because God just said that this is the world that we live in. I'm not quite sure, but it sounded a little bit salty. Now, one of the things that we have to point out is She again, who absolutely dominated in the previous rounds when it came to the double doors. We played Haven already earlier here. Smokes are down on A, and a lot of the defenders got kind of baited over a little bit. But now, instead of that, we have the defense set up here. Alright, control has been taken. Perfect God is moving over, but 3 are already on the point. So far, nobody dying. And we have full-on action as the 5-man of Team Vengeance has taken control of C on Haven here. First ones are already starting to move in though. Perfect God with a couple of hits. Pibble takes one down. And 7 Mai is also successful, but we still have a 4 versus 3 set up. The kills though as Perfect God comes in with another kill. And takes down Raze over here. Good job by them. The wall is down. The attackers, though, winning it easy peasy. Only losing one single agent. Nicely done. Good start for them. Yeah, and apparently N7 Mai, I have zero idea if that's how you pronounce it. What is that standing for? End Mai 7? End me? But apparently it's Sefka's younger brother, which is pretty awesome. So in case that you guys do not know who Sefka is, Sefka, former Heroes of the Storm pro. Right now we don't have any pros anymore in that game because Blizzard killed the esports scene. So yeah. And apparently didn't even know that he has a brother, but again, today I learned. So, we'll see how... We're gonna keep our eye on him. Also, we're gonna keep our eye on Prosto! Woo! Prosto with a Presto shot, and that's honestly one of those moments when you always feel like, why the hell did that not kill? But N7 Mai apparently a little bit too strong, had 6 hit points, gets the heal from Sage, and it's gonna be absolutely peachy here. They take control of A, obviously a round for them where they have the superior weaponry. But especially he did not take any initial weapons. Okay, gets the cage out. Nicely done. And they have great control over this one. I mean, even the Sage wall is up towards the tops. That was already nice. Dawn takes Eric down, at least the counter kill against Pipple. We have Perfect God with another kill. So far, he's living up to the name and the hype. But still a bit of Haven control. But this is going to be another victory for them. Easy peasy. Yeah. Perfect God with another kill. Ladies and gentlemen, he wasn't lying. I told you, this is not a nickname. It's not a nickname. It is a description. 3 kills, leading the charts here with 3 kills and 1 assist. But, yeah. And honestly, last round, they didn't really buy too many weapons here. So they actually bought into armor more so than anything else, and then focused on pistols and of course also some Spectres. But you can see that they now have the money to also invest into Vandals and into Phantoms. Which means that they're actually not that far behind on the 3rd round. Usually what happens on round 3 if you win 2 in a row is you're a little bit outgunned because you went for a buy on the 2nd round to outgun your opponent while they were saving. This round doesn't really start off very well for them though, despite the fact that they have decent weaponry. Yeah, 1 down, but Dawn and Misun come in for the quick kills here. Job well done with the 4 versus 3 situation right now. Of course, we're going to focus on our boy over here. Perfect God playing a little bit slower. Yeah, Reyna down, Dex eliminated, and that puts us into a 2 versus 4. And those 2 are saving. They won't go up against the 4 remaining attackers here. So that's going to be the 3-0. That's a pretty sexy setup, honestly. Not only did they buy proper weaponry for round 3, but it allowed them to go for the win, which means that we'll have the defenders in another shitty spot where they just don't have any money. They have nothing to buy. I mean, obviously it's the third round in a row that they lose, so they will get 2,900 anyways. But normally you would then still make sure that you don't go for... I mean, you can't go for a full buy. You need 3,900 simply to afford the rifle and the armor. And in addition of that, if you want to have some utility, then you're in even more trouble. So an additional kill comes through. I mean, at least a counter kill there as well. But that's a very cool setup now for Team Vengeance. Don't you have to be beaten up first to reenact vengeance on someone? I mean, honestly, at this point, they should rename themselves from Vengeance into Assault or something. I mean, the way they've been playing, you could file charges against these boys, let's be honest. They are just coming in and absolutely crushing. I'm blowing away by the way this tournament is running, by the way. It's kind of nuts, to be absolutely fair with you. We're currently looking at the tournament where we had a team that has already won multiple tournaments, the Purple Cobras, struggling a little bit in the earlier rounds because of technical difficulties, then getting absolutely ruffle-stomped on the last match, and now the team that demolished them is falling behind with an 0-3. Now, obviously, you can always come back from an 0-3. It's like not really a massive lead if you consider that this is a best of 25. But it's still kind of impressive that right out of the gate, Team Vengeance is taking 3 rounds against them. Not something to be expected here, given how the last match there ended. Seems like the Vengeance boys are making their way over to A this time, and they are already faking 9x out, because the defenders are very heavily focused on B now, after we've seen a lot of utility used over there. So they are just going straight up to the top. Okay. Oh, trying to control the point here. Also been educated in the meantime. Ensmy is my plan of what his name is, so actually lead speak. I like it, it's a little bit old school. Okay. Can try and control it a little bit more. Swinging around. Dex gets the kill though. Nicely done. It's time for the sheriff, baby. We got a few sheriffs already, but Ensmy comes in and takes... Oh, takes 2, takes 3. Well done. One last man standing. It's a 2v1 situation, and Reyes is moving back. Got himself a Phantom. And Plirsch is sitting here and saying like, yeah, let's just call that a day. Let's give them the point, but I still have at least the economy. Has his ult, of course, ready now too. But off we go. Perfect God, by the way, he died 1. Ensmy, on the other hand, he didn't die yet. What? Oh, I'm lying. He died once. My bad. Didn't get an assist yet. Look at that kill stealer. Nah, just kidding. No, but seriously, like 6 kills for him, leading the charts here. But now we have Eric also with an operator. And I don't really know if I talked about it earlier, but Eric and his boys, so Team 9X, apparently have no real competitive experience. I mean, either they were just like trolling me, but they were... We were talking a little bit after the last game, and they said that they're just all... what is that kitty game, which name I always forget? Fortnite. They're all Fortnite players. So yeah. Yeah, which was kind of surprising to me. Some of them apparently with CSGO experience too, but it sounded like they don't really have a lot of competitive experience there. But either way, at this point, they have definitely done a fantastic job in the last round. Now, on the other hand, they are struggling a bit to get a football in this game. But Team Vengeance is actually at this point... that didn't hit anything, sorry. But that was a nice attempt by Reyes, but she didn't get anything out of the showstopper. The opposite is actually the case. Mizun comes in and takes the kill. Perfect God goes down. So that at least leaves us in the 4 versus 4 situation. But we can take another quick look also over to Ensmy, who still controls the camera plays over here. Takes control of the video apparently. They already lost 1. Reyna was there, takes a quick peek. But there's immediately the smoke out again, aka the cage. So they're trying to push topside again, where they are running straight into She. And She has been doing fantastic so far in this tournament whenever he held the double doors. I mean, honestly, his control was just nuts. Gets 1, gets 2, and that's exactly what we're talking about here. She just crushing it. They're going for the potential last kill, 3 versus 1 situation. Pipple with really nice play, but it's not enough to take 3 down. But let's take a quick look over to that double kill again. I mean, She holds it. Surprise them, they don't expect them there. He has the patience, he gets the first kill, gets the second, and takes them easily. And that honestly more or less won them around that last play here. So a little bit of momentum now in the hands of 9X. They stopped the momentum of Team Vengeance just by a bit. If that's going to be enough to close the gap, that's of course a very different question, but we're going to find that out sooner rather than later. We have still Raze on the operator as usual, and she is still holding the double doors here. Yeah, Raze holding C long, already getting smoked off. Double doors, Armor gets eliminated, and as we've seen in the previous rounds, what Vengeance is doing is they're trying to just keep them guessing. Smoke off C, smoke off B, keep them guessing where exactly all of this is headed. And she is already getting a little bit impatient, but everybody is moving over onto A right now. And Zmai is moving in there. The only one that's honestly sitting there on the defender side is actually Frosto, and he's currently on the camera, double checking all of that. Alright, and he knows exactly where they are. So they are starting to push onto the point, and Zmai and his boys are taking control of short. Point is already under full control, and they got 2 kills. They lost 1 on the other hand. Perfect God is down. Oh, and that is a perfect ult from Eric. Perfect God gets revived, and immediately afterwards we have Eric coming in saying like, screw you, gets the ult in. It's one of the best things that you can actually do with a Brimstone ult. Go straight in for the counter here. And the air is getting a little bit thinner for Enzma and his team. Still very good vision and control over here. Last man standing. Raze, only one still in play, and this is not really going to happen, especially with him holding the corner here. Enzma comes through with another kill for the team. 2 of them still standing, and that's of course more than enough to secure another round and put another point onto the board. 5-1, ladies and gentlemen. Great setup once more for Team Vengeance, and that forces another semi-eco out of 9x. I mean, they're not going for a full save, but if they want to have a full buy available next round that they can't afford to go into any proper weapons, and they do something that we've seen now multiple times, they invest instead into Sheriffs. Still at 1-tap potential, even a shorty together with that. Frosto very likely going to try and hold A short then instead, and that's exactly what we're seeing from him. Oh, she actually moving out a bit aggressively onto the double doors. Couldn't get a kill though, but gets a lot of information and is falling back now. Lost, of course, a little bit of armor that he had, but outside of that, still sitting tight. And they're still playing this slow. I mean, you can't just simply rush in for it, but there's definitely now an advantage in terms of what kind of weaponry we're having for them. And as usual, Vengeance, they move in, they poke, they use utility, they keep them guessing, and then slowly fall back and decide on a point to take. And they are making their move straight onto it. A little bit of a jump peak that we have here continuously. There it is. Gets that set up. Already slow. Really good use, by the way, of utility. I like the way that Team Vengeance is coordinating the utility that they're using. So every single time you see 2-3 agents coordinating the utility that they bring in, slow down, and yeah, it's just really good team play that we have from them. And that's another solid victory here for Team Vengeance. 6-1 on the board. But you could just really see, Sova comes in and gets the recon dart through. Immediately there's a slow behind the box coming from Sage. And if you are in that situation, Raze, you're just a sitting duck. There's little that you can do. You want to turn around, you want to make sure that they don't know where they are. You can't move away from your point, so, and they came over to the left and the right at the same time. So the coordination and communication that we have for Team Vengeance is really solid at this point in the game. But again, not all is lost. The last round was a Sheriff round for 9x. This is the round that matters a bit more to them, since they now have full buys available. That includes full armor for them, and also Vandals and Phantoms. So still a setup that they can use now. Yeah, a little bit of recon over through C, but double doors are now taken. And she has fallen back here. So now all of a sudden he's in a spot where he has to be a little bit more careful. He gets the headshot against Perfect God. Cage is already out. The immediate reaction coming through. And there's Breach as he puts also his metal to the test. Still on the point, Frosto gets taken down by Enzma, so he's able to win the battle between the two ciphers. Triggers another cage, plays around the vision here. Needs to be careful, this is a 3 versus 3 flow, and gets the ult out. And they get a kill against Eric. 2 versus 3 now. Vision has already been found, you know exactly where they are. Spike is on the ground, one is holding B, other one is coming over the spawn side. But there's a wall in play too, and yeah, it's gonna get tricky now. Ah, good shot though, really nice shot, but again, the quick lock there, right at the corner. Enzmai holding the position. It's a 2 versus 1 setup. Yeah, gets the dart, gets the kill. Good wallbang through the box. Mizun the one to finally secure the kill itself. 7 points to 1. Boys and girls, I gotta say, we are in a very weird situation. As I said already earlier on today, normally when you're going into... we are actually, by the way, in the quarterfinal. For some reason, I blanked in the previous round and called it the quarterfinal. That wasn't really the case. It was the round of 16, so now we're in the round of 8. But it's kind of nuts, because normally you have these more so stompy rounds at the beginning of the tournament, and we had some really solid teams that we are following through. But now it seems that every single round we're discovering a new team that is just absolutely going bananas here. And Team Vengeance on the attacker side is definitely clutching it. I mean, these guys are playing some fantastic Valorant right now. Yeah. Weaponry, again, Bucky, you can still see it's a semi-buy that we have. And not really a lot available for them. So they're crushing over. Once more, we got Prosto. Also trying to come through here. Well, good luck with that. Goes for a bit of a Bucky play, gets one in, and gets eliminated. He gets eliminated. Still the camera vision over here. As they're starting to go for the point once again. Yeah, gets the vision around the corner. Just waits it out. Once again, the dart out. And they still have 4. 4 against 2. Good wall, really good wall. Securing the angle here completely. They move around here. And ult comes through. Perfect God! Goes in after he flushes them out with his Brimstone ult and takes another couple of kills. Nicely done. Yeah, 4 kills for him that round. Clutching it. Oh boy. 10 kills now for Enzmai. 9 kills for the race player on the defender side, but 8 points to 1. It's kind of fun. I gotta say that, especially at the beginning of the new game, with Valorant, obviously the entire scene is still settling, and there's not really, at least in Europe, a lot of organizations that have committed to picking teams up. North America is a bit of a different situation there, but it's kind of cool that there's more and more names now appearing on the scene that are really trying to make a splash and a name for themselves. Cage triggered. And it's always awesome to see like how far these teams can go. If there's internal troubles, if it's just like 1 or 2 players that are really standing out and they're getting offer from bigger teams. So it's always kind of cool to see that. And having a tournament like this, especially on the grassroots level, is always showing you exactly that. And that's the beauty of having a game that is a little bit newer and just following all of that as it happens. So now we still have B being held. Attacking team still playing this out slow. We have a very, very defensive setup now for 9X. They definitely, I don't want to say they learned their lesson here, but they realized that they are kind of outplayed a little bit on the strategic part at least. They're playing very, very far back. Trying, of course, to also communicate quickly when they see a commitment to a bomb site so that they can then start to fall back here. And it seems like this time it is going to be C again who gets attacked here. So Eric the entire time just like playing around, trying to get the vision. Like coming in time and time again, getting some information. Cypher on the other hand, Prosto has been smoked out on C, but they're starting to make the move. Some actually moving back. She now needs to be careful. Gets flashed, comes around, gets 1, tries to go for the 2, can't quite get it. Prosto is rotating over. He's not the only one. We have the cluster grenade coming in, and 2 defenders. 3. Showstopper! And that's the kill against Mizun. And he gets Enzmai as well. Triple kill for him.
I know exactly.
1 man still standing. But the defenders with the defuse winning it. And we take another look at Raze. Raze coming in, cluster grenade to create some space. C4, bam, taking Sage out with a showstopper. And then, bam, headshot right away onto the final target, and that wins them the 2nd round here. Great play. 9X finally with another point on the board. We have 2 more rounds to play in this half, but it will be tricky to start a comeback here. There's a couple of ults in play now for the next round, and one of the ults on Breach. So Dawn has a chance with this team to completely overwhelm the site here and just enter with that. We got also full buys on both sides. There's no operator in play for either one. Instead, we are actually looking at Vandals. We're looking at Phantoms again. A little bit of a poke happening over towards the top. Honestly, there's only Prosto, and he's sitting at the window, trying to play this out. Gets smoked, and that's immediately the signal for Reyna to move over, but Short has been smoked too. And control of the point is now taken once again by Team Vengeance. Oh! Moves out! That could have nearly been a kill here. Honestly, if he stands in the corner, he's fine. Yeah, ends my panicking a little bit in that situation. If he would have played this a little bit slow, he would have realized that he could have stayed in the corner there. That was actually not hit by it. And moving around, and that's another win for that. Flawless victory right there. Was a great ult though. Flushed them out completely. Nicely done by Eric on his Brimstone. For Ensmy, a bit unfortunate again. His corner was actually not connected. He could have stood there. Was flushed out too. Took a lot of damage in the initial attempt to escape. And then with a few of the bangs through the smokes, they were able to take him down. Now we have 3 points to 8. And that's a slow start of a comeback. That is an opportunity to at least make this a 4-8 as we're heading into the second half. Definitely possible for them. But let's see how it plays out, because we are still looking at full buys for both teams. Both the teams still have enough to go for the full buy here. And this round matters a lot. 8-4, you can recover. 9-3, you need a lot of momentum to make that work. So, yeah. Drone is already out. She wasn't found yet. They're moving around. Uh-oh, they already are in. And Ensmy gets the kill. Ah, in comes one. Eric with 1 kill. Second kill from Raze. So far, so good. They're still trying to do what they can. Yeah, Camera gets taken out too. But Ensmy has another one. 33 HP for him. Still, Prosto coming in. 3-1. Only man standing for the attacker side is Mizun. He has the bomb. He's making his way over towards the middle. Rest of the defending team is sitting on C right now. He needs to absolutely pop off if he wants to make a play here. He has a Resurrect. If he can get to the corpse, that's actually his target right now. If he can get to the corpse at the top of the window, he has a chance of making this a 2 versus 3 situation. But nope, there's the kill. Taken apart. And that's 4-8. That's recoverable. Not saying that it's easy, but that's definitely something where you can come back from the brink. Maybe just barely. Alright. Ployush is sitting on 15 kills now. The Raze player for Team 9X has been the lifesaver in the first half. I mean, it was a rough half no matter how you look at it. Yeah, they're 4 points behind. And they need to really spice it up now. Win that first round, secure themselves a second, and then play around from there. But they have already shown that they're capable of doing it. But Team Vengeance, now they're in the position where they are looking to defend. As so often, Cypher on C. A little bit of an early poke out here on A. Very aggressive. Very aggressive poke out by them, and it doesn't really start well for them. With the insta-kill against Dawn. Dawn is down, and I think now it's dawning on him slowly that he should have maybe played this a little bit more defensive than he did. Yeah, but the action is happening. 2 more down, and things are starting to become more than a little bit tricky. Seems like Perfect God is the only one who can stop them. He takes 1 down. Good for him. Takes the second. Takes the third. Calm the fuck down, bro. 3 kills, 2 hit points. Ensmy is dead. That leaves us with the 1 versus 2. But holy hell, what just happened? Perfect God. Both of them have pretty much no hit points left. Oh! There's the kill and the immediate counter. The defenders win it. But check this out. This is where it all starts. He comes in with Incinerary, gets the insta-kill in against one, comes through, another headshot, BAM! One after another. Fantastic connects here by Perfect God, and he wins them the round. Doesn't survive it, but let's be honest. The round pretty much won by him for the team. 9 points to 4. The buy for the defenders now, obviously. Full on eco on the attacker side. Only pistols. No armor, no nothing, nada. Niente. Yeah. Bit of utility. That's about it. I'm talking about utility already. Dawn sitting over here. Woo! Yeah, that didn't really take too long. A little bit too late on the move. Now it's Ensmai who can make his plays, or at least try to. He only has a ghost. Didn't invest in anything else, and he gets murdered right away. Presto and She with the kills against Ensmai in Perfect God. This time the gamble didn't pan out. Misun comes in, takes Eric down. He wants to go for the side, retake it. Gets some really good damage in. Takes the camera out too. Very solid plays here from Misun. Gets one, but the headshot hits him hard. The attacker still with 3 on the map. Pipple is the only one that still survives. Has a Spectre and gets caught in the cage. Gets caught in it though, which he probably didn't expect here. Already bagged a little bit. Moves through. 1 against 3.
Enemy down.
Gets the kill, gets the double! What? Oh, and gets taken out. Nicely done. But here, let's take another quick look at him. Comes onto the point, Pipple with the plays here. Well done by him. He gets the first one, comes through with the second kill. But of course, then it's just a bit too much for him to handle. Third one coming in from behind. But again, 5 points against 9, and yeah, the situation backfiring for the defenders a little bit. They went into... So basically what the defenders did in the last round is pretty much what they did in the first half. After winning the first round, they invested more into heavy armor than they invested into weaponry. And in the first half, it worked perfectly well. The second one, not really so much. So now that they lost the next round, because we had a couple of weapons bought, now we have a better situation for Team 9X. But that long distance battle that we're seeing here is not really going well for Prosto. Problem is that B is wide fucking open. And that's what they're taking advantage of. So they're going for that. They're trying to control the point towards B. Already a little bit of a poke happening around the corner. And I gotta say, these smoke banks that we're seeing from Team Vengeance are actually insane. They're doing so much work with that. Have done so much damage with it. There's a little bit of a poke. Breach is going to move in any second right now, so if Prosto actually locks that side in, he's going to have vision very quickly. And he gets the kill. Fantastic shot by him. Really nicely done. Then again, Misun is still waiting around here. He's going to get some reinforcements soon from Ensmai, who wants a heal apparently. And gets it as well. Okay. Over here, Eric is taking one down, and they're getting just hunted. There's only one defender remaining. This is obviously another round won by the attacker, so they are closing that gap. 9 points to 6 now. And off we go. But that was a good start after all. I honestly got a bit worried for 9X after they lost the initial round and really thought that they would get completely destroyed here, but now they still have a bit of a chance. 3 points is manageable. Both teams off-gate, obviously now also with full equip. Ensmai hasn't really connected yet to weapon, should get a buy there any second. We have Pipple with his operator, by the way. So operator on Sova in this case for them. What? Ensmai did not buy. Alright, he still plays that with Cypher on A with a pistol. More than a little bit interesting. Maybe we're saving for an operator for the next round, but damn. So, yeah. Did not invest into any money at this point. Interesting setup for him. Misun is also sitting in the double doors. Very slow approach now. And they're heavily stacking also now between C and B. Only Cypher on A. Bit of a slow approach from 9X. Not really rushing anything. And they're actually making their way over now to A. And even covering their steps with another trap of Cypher. So, Ensmai is all alone on A with a motherfucking pistol. Good luck with that. They're rushing in. He gets flushed out by the cluster grenade and gets a kill. Damn. So he's actually trading here. Good for him. Yeah, Dawn is trying to move through but gets slowed down right away. So the position for the defender is still not really looking too peachy, I gotta say. But still, him trading, that in and of itself was already nuts. Good incendiary here. Nice play by Brimstone. Misun has no business up in the window. And they are just controlling all of the entry points. They're buying so much time and Team Vengeance is just sitting there and saying, alright, hands off, bros. Hands off. Let's fall back. They control window. They control CT. The spawn side. There's just no way to push in for this one. But yeah, honestly, from the perspective of Cypher for Team Vengeance, now he did really not buy anything. He could have easily afforded a Vandal, or he could have afforded himself like a Phantom, whatever. Maybe he is really saving for that operator right now. He definitely has the money to buy himself one. People saved his own. So we have one operator for them in play. But I'm curious to see what he's going to go for. He goes for the Vandal after all. Okay. Fair enough. It's an interesting way to actually approach this. I mean, again, he got the trade, so totally fine. But him not investing into any weapon is a little bit weird. Here. Could have afforded at least the Spectre without having any problems now in the next follow-up round too. But yeah, they're evening out the Econ. You can see that the defenders are actually starting to gamble this a little bit too. They have again the setup on A. This time he actually has a weapon. Alright, the Boombot is out. Kills on each side. Dawn takes Dex, but then he himself falls. So 4 versus 4. Only one ult is in play, and that's actually Brimstone. Brimstone for the attackers. Eric could always just call down and rain Hellfire on them. And that's a chance for them for sure. Okay, so again for A apparently. But that being said, Perfect God is slowly rotating over. He wants to help Cypher out. And this time, Ensmai, he's sitting behind his box again. Like, honestly, Cypher's camera is pretty much a glorified selfie. There's the flush out. Right, goes around the corner, gets one kill, easy peasy, nice, good job with the trap wire. Gets another one. 6 HP! Someone stop that kid. What the hell? Like, look at this setup. I don't know if I caught it all, but he has to move back super quickly from it. Sees one, kills him through the cage easily, gets the next one straight in the face and follows it up with a triple. You gotta be kidding me. And I thought Sevkaja was the one in the family with the skill. Apparently I was wrong. Ensmai with 16 kills. Easily top lead for his team. Can't quite contest Raze on the other side, but that was a very, very solid setup that we just saw from them. So we got ops, by the way, on both sides now. So Eric has one. But as previously mentioned, we also have one on Sova, who's currently eyeing down C long. Nobody is even remotely moving into that vicinity on the attacking side, but still, it's obviously there as an option. And it seems like they're going to make their way over to B. Cypher for the defenders is still holding A as he did in the previous encounters. There's the straight up attack. They're taking full control of this. Easy peasy. Yeah, Ensmai is down as he tried to rotate over. And honestly, even with Sova and his ult, Perfect God is down. That's the spike plant. That's a 5 versus 3. Very unlikely that the defenders are going to make any big moves here anymore. They might be trying to poke a little bit from the outside, but that's already about it. I mean, let's not forget they still have Hipple here on his operator. So if he can get an easy kill him, oh, look at that guy. Checks out Breach's ass. I mean, again, whatever floats your boat, bro. I'm not judging. Alright, not able to get the kill here. They're just falling back. They're hunting the operator. They're hunting the operator and they get both of them. Pipple is down, Mizun is down too. The only survivor is Dawn. Nobody is here to take him apart. But the important thing for 9X was to take the operator out of play. Because 4,500 credits, just a shit ton of money. You want to make sure that, that they have to rebuy that. If you can eliminate the operator from the opponent, that's great. But they're also closing the gap here. I mean, think about how much of a beatdown the first half was. Team Vengeance was leading that with an 8-4. Now the situation is a bit reversed. The gap gets continuously closed. And right now, we're looking at people with the operator again. They have the money, they can rebuy it. Dawn in particular, even though he went for a full buy, still has 4,500 credits, so they still have a lot that they're floating here. But when we're talking about money, you look over to 9X and they could open up a Swiss bank account. 6,800 in March. So they're waiting for the ult here. Breach is currently absolutely ready to drop that as well. Dawn drops it. Not the ult, sorry. Drops the ability. They got actually one kill in against Raze, so that's a good start. 2 ults are still up, and one of them is also Dex, who still could go for the Empress play. So that will work here. Sova also. Sova still able to make some play here as well with his own ult.
You will not kill my ally!
Yeah, there's the revive. There's the revive. Where's his back? Sova's trying to go for the ult kill. People doesn't get it. Dext is down though. Yeah, and they lost 2. They lost another one just yet. So, well, thanks to the Resurrect, it's 4 versus 5. They're slowly moving over towards A again. Same play again. A little bit of a different position right now for Ensmai. Stands a little bit deeper, but still double check this. And this time he actually gets also some reinforcements. Alright, info is there. Seems to be like the go-to play for them. Takes the boom bot down. Cages are already up. Both of them gets one. Nice. The reposition definitely working, but this time he only gets one. Still a 2 versus 4. Dawn coming back in. Showstopper. Dodged out on the damage. They get one. Prosto down. Pipple alone killed, and there were 3 people homing in on him. And that's the last man standing. Right, but Raze falls, and that's 11 points against 8. Definitely a game that is starting to get a little bit closer than initially expected. But Team Vengeance, even after pressure, is able to make the plays and put a bit of a stop to that momentum that was slowly building up for 9X. 3 ults against 2. The Resurrect ready for Vengeance, and also Breach's ult. Good to go. Both teams with an operator. Eric on Brimstone. It's always a little bit weird. I mean, normally you see operators quite often on a hero like either Jet or Raze, for example. It's just easier to reposition and make the plays with that. Not so much here. Eric actually gets the kill quickly. There's the Resurrect immediately. Pipple goes down just a second later. So Eric is just moving in like a fucking beast. Gets one and then follows it up with another kill. So they're doing fantastic here. Attackers really starting to come out swinging. A little bit mad at this point. Perfect God. He's trying to push through the smokes here. Mizun gets a kill against Chi, but that fight isn't over yet. He comes in and takes it after we already had the blind on Raze herself. So, good job here. Sorry, on Reyna. 3 versus 4. Kind of sick if you think about it. I mean, again, it started off with a kill for the attackers, a Resurrect, another follow-up kill. And still now through those mid-map plays, we have the situation that unfolds right in front of us. So the push over B, they could at least go for it now. Playing this super slow. 2 on A, 2 on C, always a little bit of peeking towards B here from the defenders. Especially when we're talking about Brimstone, as already mentioned. Yeah, but Brimstone is down. Perfect God is down. Dawn comes in. Time for the party time, baby. Gets the signature out and comes in with the rest of the team. They're already falling back. They're trying to defend. Oh, the ult comes out too. They're trying to defend from long. Here's the push out behind the window. The ult from Brimstone is up and they're delaying it. But that's 3 down. Everybody has been eliminated. It was a good idea to just slow them down, use the Brimstone ult. But that was perfectly played by Vengeance. They had 1 over at the spike, trying to go for the defuse, baited out. The rest pushed in deep and hunted them. And that's 12 to 8. We got a match point on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. We got a match point in play. But at least a full buy for 9X. And 9X back to business. Vengeance, on the other hand, they must be feeling good here. Building up a little bit more money for themselves. They get the Brimstone ult ready, and Ensmai has his own ult ready too for Cypher. So if they can get a kill and can get him to a corpse, they will have perfect info of what's going on here. So good situation for them to be in. Get a little bit of a wall bang towards the doors here happening first of all. Right, pushes out. And he's doing a pretty good job holding this for now. Just a little bit of noise being made, nothing too insane just yet. Nobody is making any commitments. Reyna's moving a little bit into B and seeing what's happening there. With that said, seems like Mizun is the one that is going to have most attention on his hands in just another second. They're going slowly towards C, and he's double checking to help out with the corridor, with the tunnel. So far nothing happening there. Yep, that's the info. Bam, wall immediately up. Gets busted down within seconds. It's busted out right away. Moving on to the point. Slows down the tunnel too. Has been smoked off already. And the attacking team is falling back. The attacking team is falling back and could run right into Ensmai. Yeah, he's already retreating too. They already gave him the info. Dude, they aren't here. We don't know exactly where they are, but they're not coming. Perfect God now. He has the ult. Uses it. And does he get a kill with it? No. Did a little bit of damage, but no kill. Forced them back though. Ensmy goes down. Prosto gets the kill in. Prosto and Eric. Another one. Misun with the counter.
I know exactly where.
Yeah, well, there's one ult and another one eliminated. Last man standing. Pipple. He's up against 3 now. Yeah, there's the blind. Are they going to try and hunt him? He has the operator. They know it. They're fully aware. Camera is down. They know where he is. Do they dare to peek out here? It's going to be rough for them to try and rotate around to take him from behind, and I don't think they can. So at this point, it really feels like 9X is settling for the round win. They're 4 behind. Yeah, they're not making any plays here. He picks the AWP up, falls back. Yeah, just saves it. There's no way for him to retake the spot here, and he knows it too. He's not going to be able to defuse that. He's just not going to do any of that. They can just always play time, always just guard the spike, play for time, wait for him to start the defuse, and then go in for the kill. Nothing to be done here. 25 kills now for Raze. 25. 9-12. It's not over until the fat lady sings, ladies, and I can't hear anything right now. Still a chance to come back into it. Weapons, money, money, money. Do we have enough for full setup for Team Vengeance? Indeed we do. They got all they need right now. Got a little bit close for Dawn. He's at 0. Question is, of course, does he have full utility? Well, indeed he does. Nothing left for him. Reyna still has her ult. The Empress is still ready here. Seems like we could see a bit of a battle between the 2 ciphers over here. Ensmy is moving in. That's what the... yeah, but okay, they're falling back here. The only one that is still standing over there is actually Eric, who's trying to look down short and see what he can take there. And in the meantime, Reyna is poking in the middle around B. Yeah, and they're also forcing a little bit of utility out. Smokes out on 2 sides. Try to play it slow, still a minute on the timer. Plenty of time to play with. And Ensmy, on the other hand, he's still holding that up there. Nobody's poking in against him. Nobody's sitting there just yet. We got Raze, of course, with the showstopper. Always looking down B, looking down the angle. And honestly, she is incredibly close to getting... yeah, oh! That one hurt, and that one hurts too. Straight in the fire. Feet on fire, and the hit! Oh my god, only 2 standing. She has the spike, gets a kill, gets 1, gets 2! Oh, and Dawn comes in, defenders take it, and that, ladies, is the victory for Team Vengeance against 9X.